Hello, my Hacks and Truth team. Thank you so much for coming here and hanging out with me once again. It's been an incredible week. I mean, it's been a kind of week that I wonder when the next good thing is going to happen. And as somebody who has spoken against spousal abuse and abuse in general for a long time. This week has been very intense for me, and I know for my fellow warriors and champions, and it's been exhausting and triggering as well because if you've gone through something like that and you haven't healed fully, or even if you are on your journey, it can be triggered. And so I know it's been intense. That is why I put on this old school music, by Praye. I just chanced on it the last time and I'm like, ooh, this thing is still there. I didn't know that. I'd forgotten that song, those songs even existed. I'm a Shody one. eh? So one. I'm a Shody one. I'm a Shody one. Okay, all right. So now let's proceed to why we are here. We are here to give help. I hope this actually at least warmed your heart a little bit and made it a little bit light from all the heavy news all over the place. And as I keep telling you, I am here for you and I'm not alone. There are many of us all over the world who are just occupying space and making sure and occupying space and holding space as well to make sure that you are having a bit of relaxed experience in spite of all the intensity that the season holds. So welcome here once again. There are plenty of hacks here for you and truths. And sometimes people who this is the first time they might be listening in might be wondering, what is this hacks and truths about? So it's in response to the season actually. We started having so many COVID issues all of a sudden from January, and the deaths were one after the other, and it became very difficult. So I decided to create a space where people can virtually connect from all over the world, especially from Ghana, and get some kind of comfort. But also, in the process, we share some truth nuggets that we believe are very important in the midst of it all. So today I'm going to just talk about unwind. Unwind this weekend. Just unwind. Why? Because you've done your part. And believe that once you've done your part, there are other people who will step in to do what you think is remaining because you need your rest. Remember, if you are here from the Fabulous Women conference that happened on International Women's Day, I was one of the speakers there and I spoke about rest as strategy. Sometimes we can get away from ourselves, that is, take ourselves too seriously, thinking that if we don't do something, it will never get done, or we are the only ones that can get something done. That is a total lie. That is a total lie. That and the idea that if you don't get it, it will never get done. It is not true. It's been a very intense season already. We are handling so many changes that has happened, so many adjustments we've had to make. because of the current season we are in. So and there's been a lot of grief, but this is on top of old issues that we've already been handling because before the season chanced on us. And then we've had a whole week of, I think there are 3 people in this week alone that have been murdered by their 3 women who have been murdered by their intimate partners. So it's been a lot. But the good thing is there's been an awakening and an outcry that I have been looking for, that has not been happening, that I think is happening now. I think people are their hearts are more open to see. And as difficult as the conversations are going, I believe, you remember the mantra, I have a personal mantra that all things are working together for my good, the bad, and ugly. I believe that for situations as well. That as a society, no matter how much we think this is turning, how ugly we think it is turning because of the many narratives that are coming up here and there, I think it is good. It's good to have difficult conversations. It helps you to understand where the other person is coming from, and then how you can uproot the ignorance. Because some of these abusers actually believe that they didn't do anything. And some of them, it is because they are genuinely ignorant. Because our society and other society like ours glorifies certain things and normalizes certain things. And in our society, once a person is not physically beating you, then it's assumed that you are okay. And the worst of it is when you are, there is the assumption that you are economically comfortable, So, the outcry is healthy. The divergent views are healthy. We'll get through it and we'll get to the truth. Ignorance will be rooted out. But as I always say, it's not a sprint. It's a long distance journey. And so it is important that those of us who are at the forefront of it, and those of us who are impacted by it, and those of us who are observers are exhausted by observing the back and forth, take a break. It is important. It is important that the conversation doesn't get derailed because people are mentally and emotionally tired. It is a difficult thing when you are trying to give a viewpoint to people who do not understand. We know that there are cultural strongholds, there are religious strongholds, and then there are people who just commit to ignorance. They just don't want to learn. You can't convince them. And for us to be healthy emotionally, for us to succeed, a strategy we would have to put in place is rest. Rest intermittently. There's this adage in Twi said, "Nipa beye bi, wan beye ni nyina." So why ye bi? You've done your best this week. Put your armor down. Disconnect from social media, number 1. If you've been very active on this platform talking about abuse and just going, or you've had friends and family pass away this week, or you are still grieving or something, if it's been intense for you this week, I suggest that this weekend you unwind. And one of the things I suggest is you get off social media, get off all media platforms that will keep bombarding, because what happens is that you get affected. And please, you can't save the world. If you can, turn off your phone. The one that is open to the public, turn it off, because you need you. And that is what we talk about in extravagant self-love. Prioritize yourself so that you do not lose yourself. And so you can serve people better from a place of wholeness instead of a place from emptiness, which is a toxic place to be. So unwind. Get off social media. What is it that you haven't done, or what it is that calms you? I've said it several times on this platform. Water calms me. Greenery calms me. So I stay forever chasing water, chasing greenery. So if you are that kind of person, why not? Somebody loves to drive long distance along scenic routes, and by the time they come back, they are very, very calm. Go ahead, do you, if that is you. Call some friends who are not necessarily activists, because you need to disconnect from this whole activism thing to relax. Disconnect from them, just have fun conversation. Read a fun novel this weekend. Especially people like us who are always into personal development. We are always, if you don't take care, you become tunnel vision. You're always reading personal development, personal serious stuff. It is time that you read something just for the laughs, watch a comedy video, watch something that will make you laugh, something wholesome. Play with a child, engage a child. Children, I love engaging with children, but for one reason that I love them. Another thing is the way they see the world. It's so interesting. They have, when you engage children and young people, their worldview is interesting. It can be refreshing as well. Read something totally different, away from this. Or sleep. Have rest. Take a walk. Listen to a podcast that is not on activism or on gender-based violence or something. Dance. Unfortunately, it's not safe to go to public places and dance. I would have said that go to your favorite place that you dance at weekends and dance, but it's not like that anymore. But that doesn't take away dancing from you. Dance. You can play your music. Dance. Pray. Prayer works. Whatever is weighing on your heart this week, pray. Whoever is helpless, for whoever you feel helpless to help, pray. If there is anything I have learned in my journey as a founder of a nonprofit, is the power of prayer. You pray. Number one, it makes you feel like you've given the problem to somebody higher than you. Number two, as you pray and release everything, you start getting even fresh ideas. You start, or immediately you let go, you start getting ideas. Oh, this things start shifting for you. So release the need to be like God in situations and in people's lives. Sometimes people share things with you and you wish you could just yank them out of the situation or take care of it yourself. Be comforted in the and that is very common of social justice warriors like us, But rest in the knowledge that when you pray and for those of us who believe in prayer, when you pray and let go of it, God actually, there are ways that is solved. Either you are given the wisdom to know how to go about the situation and help and partner with the person to solve it, or God chooses somebody else to solve it. The situation is taken care of. All the same, even though maybe you might not have been the one through which the solution came. And that is okay. Bottom line, we just want solutions. So once the solutions have come, that is okay. So let's rest from the belief that we need to be on this go thing. No, go and have a drink. Have fun. Have fun this weekend. Disconnect from everything social justice. You've done enough. Now you need to take care of you. So all I'm saying is take care of you, and I'm thinking about you. If you're going through something that nobody knows about, know that you're not alone. If you feel isolated and lonely, you are not alone. If the situation is such that is threatening to your mental health, reach out to somebody. Don't keep things to yourself. Reach out to a mental health practitioner, a supportive friend, or somebody that can help you to just put things in perspective. Because sometimes when you're in an emotionally difficult place, things we escalate things out of proportion. But when you talk to that person who can help you with a different perspective, you realize that the light bulbs start coming on for you. So I'm leaving you with hugs, lots of hugs. And I hope that you glean from the truths that I've just shared and apply it to your life. And know that you are not alone. I will not stop saying this. You are not alone. Your feelings are valid. You feel alone. It's valid. But feelings aren't facts. I want you to believe that, because we are going into a long weekend, and you might not have, depending on the situation, you might not be mingling with people. Feelings aren't facts. So if you are by yourself, mind your thoughts and know that nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible for the person who believes and stays resolute to find a solution to whatever it is that they are going through. Just give it time. Unwind. Put it down. Put it down today. In fact, after this, just go and dance. Just go and dance. And don't keep the things. All the social media comments reading is not necessary. So join me and let's dance it away. This is an old school song, Praye. I just chanced on it and I started listening to it. And I said, hey, shikome, shikome.
Angelina to me, do some 2, 3 steps to your back, front,
Are you dancing? I want you to get up and dance. Unwind. Don't forget to put your hand away. I take your belly left, right, front, back, turn around and smile. Don't forget to put your hand away. When it's down. I take your belly left, right, front, back, turn around and smile. Angelina, good job. Angelina, take a what do me was on you, Mama? And you gonna do? Angelina, good job. Okay, so thank you so much, and don't forget, this weekend the theme is unwind, and the strategy we are going to use is rest. So until Monday, when we talk again, have a fantastic, relaxing weekend. Shikome, shikome.